And we are back. Couch Comedy Podcast. I'm Jon. With me, as always, Tyler.
I'm here.
Thanks for
being
the
100th time.
100, triple digits, otherwise known as 100.
The Benjamin Franklin of podcast episodes.
Yes, true. The Mewtwo of podcast episodes.
Oh,
number 100.
You can't. You're doing a callback of a future episode.
Yeah. Sticking with it.
All right, that's fine.
It's like a fifth wall break.
Yep.
Like time is the fifth one.
Listen next week for a quick
a little foreshadowing.
Yeah. Where we make a lot of mistakes.
Oh man, that was such a funny intro.
All
Anyways,
right. Yep.
a little peek behind the curtain, guys.
Yeah. What's going on? 100 episodes.
100 episodes.
This is where it's all downhill from now. So I've listened
awful.
to a lot of no, like easy street. Like I've listened to a lot of how to build a podcast type of thing.
Yeah.
Hardest thing, get to 100 episodes. Once you do that, you make $1 million. That's what Joe Rogan said. So it's really great.
You make a lot of Benjamins.
Yeah. Once you do the first 100, then they just become a lot of hundreds.
I don't know where you come from, but downhill, where I come from, usually means bad connotation.
Downhill?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that game was good, but it went downhill at the third act.
Yeah, or this was a really tough climb, but it's all downhill from here. Like, easy.
Yeah. Hey, I like that. Yeah. Downhill, momentum, gravity. Do you believe in gravity?
This is a foreshadowing for next week, but
okay, we're just diving into that. All right.
I don't really believe in gravity so much as like kind of getting pulled down as much as getting like pushed down.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Nope.
Okay. That's a Phoebe quote from Friends.
Oh, the foreshadowing runs deep. It was yeah. Now that it was like, that was. I guess I don't like it.
You don't like
so,
that?
100 episodes.
Yeah.
You learn a lot about each other.
Yeah, this was our quarantine thing. This was our the world got hit by a pandemic, so everyone needs a hobby.
Yeah, no one saw that coming. Yeah, and we got into this. I remember the day actually sitting at Hopper House in Southside, a German restaurant.
Yeah.
And we're drinking our big 2 liters
Hefeweizen
beer, which is fantastic, by the way. And we're just talking about random stuff.
Yeah.
Video games, gravity.
Leisurely topics.
Yep.
Pop culture.
Ranking things, probably.
Yeah.
And I forget who said it, but someone was like, dude, we should this is the podcast.
I mean, that was 100% you, right?
Like, I don't want to take credit for
no, it's fine.
It was all me.
It's fine. You birthed us.
I birthed us.
I said it.
It's beautiful and magical and not gross. But yeah, we were just like, dude, why not just record this?
Yeah.
And that's what we did.
Yep.
And I'm actually really happy that we made it this far. You know, if anyone knows either of us, we have a tendency.
We're artists.
To start things.
Yes.
And we get involved in something else, and then we kind of drop the thing that we started and we're really into. But this has been a consistent venture. Nearly every Friday night, we spend our time with each other and record silly, goofy thoughts.
Yes. For hours.
For hours.
It's a lot of hours. So
we
did get our little report card whenever Spotify, you know how like Spotify does like the year in review?
Yeah.
They give you all that stuff. So they do that with podcasts too. And we were like in the top percentile in terms of minutes recorded.
Yeah.
Of all the podcasts they have, like we've run just circles around. I mean, to be fair, some of those numbers are skewed because like people like, we're going to do a podcast. They do 2 episodes and then just never do anything else.
Yeah.
But in terms of length of episodes and content, we're up there.
We have a lot of episodes.
I don't know if that's good or bad, but yeah.
And a lot of them are long, so that's the combination. But I enjoy it thoroughly.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited that we made it this far, and I'm really looking forward to another 100 episodes.
Oh, me too, buddy.
Yeah. So, anyways, you get to know someone pretty well, I would say.
You'd like to think so. Yeah.
You'd like to think so. And we thought it'd be interesting. So the other day at work, they made me take a personality test. And I sent it over to Tyler, and I was like, does this sound like me? And I thought it'd be interesting. And then I thought, what if we just talk about this on the podcast?
Yeah.
And then that morphed into, what if we just retake the test on the podcast?
Do the test
with each other. We've taken it previously, but this is going to be a fresh take, kind of talk through the questions a little bit, and then we'll see what we get and see if I am actually curious if it tells you how compatible you are with someone from another type.
It should. Yeah.
So that would be interesting to see as well.
It'll be interesting because it's like, I feel like I am a different person having been in quarantine, doing the work from home thing, I feel different. I don't know necessarily. Like I feel like I'm older, whatever. I have different views, I think, than when I took this. Like, I mean, this was years and years ago that I took it, but like it was like, I think it changed, morphed.
I think quarantine it's interesting for me though, because you had a long stretch of time where you worked in an office. You got that exposure. I have never in my professional career, like I've had like part-time jobs around people, 100%. But like adult quote unquote jobs has been work from home since day one.
Yeah.
So I went to college, definitely was around people a lot. But when we talk about graduated college and got my first real job, it's always been at home. So I've never had that office experience. I think that definitely contributes to maybe some of those things.
Sure.
So I don't know. I think it'll be really interesting.
Well, let's do it. Like we got, I know that on Snapchat, when the people go in with like glasses of water, and you have like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader, and I don't know, Hayden Christensen, Ian McGregor, and it's like the strongly disagree with the glasses of water and stuff. So they ask a question, they have to agree or disagree to the answer.
Yeah,
it's kind of like this.
Yeah, so we're using the 16 Personalities website. Gives you like a little character at the end.
Are you good to read the statements?
Yeah, I can read the statements. And then just for anyone who's not familiar with this test, it's agree to disagree, like Tyler was talking about, and there's a neutral one. So you can agree up to 3 levels or disagree up to 3 levels based on how strongly you feel about it. And then if you're unsure or completely neutral or impartial, there's a middle option as well. So like
neutral, somewhat agree, strongly, or somewhat agree, strongly agree?
Yeah.
That's the scale?
I would say that's, It doesn't say that, but that's a good...
Sure.
Okay, so let's get started. First question: you regularly make new friends?
Disagree.
Disagree.
Yeah.
I would say level 2 disagree.
Oh, that's disagree.
Okay.
It's not strongly or somewhat.
I forgot exactly.
Yeah, you already forgot what we just said. That's fine.
All right. Glad we're on the same page with that. The friends that I have are strong, but like...
Oh, yeah, but I'm not going to... Yeah.
You spend
regularly? That's silly.
What's that?
Regularly meet friends? That sounds exhausting.
100%.
Okay.
You spend a lot of your free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest.
What do you think that means? Is that like just... Like you're looking
I think for
new
you,
things?
you definitely agree with that because you're always coming with like your universe stuff and then your...
But I'm not looking for new things. I'm just exploring the things that like...
Yeah, it doesn't say looking for new things. It just says exploring.
Yeah.
I view that as like I'm on YouTube and I start going down all these rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd say agree.
I'm gonna put strongly agree.
I'd say agree, because there's a lot of things I'm very comfortable with. But yeah, I do spend a decent amount of my free time. Okay, seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too. Strongly agree for me.
I will somewhat agree.
Okay.
A little empathetic, but not...
That's one of the fastest ways to make me cry.
Just cry in front of you?
100%.
Okay.
Yep. Unless it makes like 0 sense, but if it's like an emotional thing, you often make a backup plan for a backup plan.
I would agree with that.
Somewhat disagree for me. I go off the cuff quite a bit in my life.
I like safety nets, like a lot. And I feel like this is like you think about it like in chess, right? So you set something up, but that you can, if they take me here, then I can take you here, and you can see it. And you're just like kind of setting yourself up. So I would agree, if not.
I'm shifting mine to disagree, actually. I'll have a backup plan, maybe.
Okay, fair enough.
So, you usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure.
I'm going to say disagree.
I say, this is tough. I want to say agree. I'm pretty good at this. I don't have any qualms about speaking in front of a group. I think this kind of goes back to my performance background as a musician. Like that's
but that's not pressure.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Is it? So I
100%.
guess my question is like, as far as pressure goes, if I don't feel pressure, like talking in front of a group, I actually don't feel any pressure on that. Like I don't mind doing that. So like that to me isn't pressure. Therefore, I'm not going to react to it.
I do feel pressure in those situations because I'm like, okay, there's a lot riding on this.
Yeah.
So like when I'm doing a recital, for example, it's like, okay, this is me getting graded on this, right? Because it's in school. There's a lot of pressure there, but I'm pretty good at. I mean, you have to as a musician, you got to stay calm. So I've worked on that a lot.
For me, it's like if I feel like overwhelmed or if there's like a lot of random like things going on or a lot of like plates that need spinning, so to speak, that's when I'm just like, that can get to me.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, I think that makes sense. That's a good point you bring up, though. At social events, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know.
Strongly agree.
It's either agree or somewhat agree. I think I try to make it a point, and especially recently, I've been trying to do better at this.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say somewhat agree. I think I'm working on it. I think I'm doing better at that because I do. Want to try to meet new people and but I usually stick to it.
I'll talk to it. If you're the only person I know, sticking with you the whole time, man.
You prefer to completely finish one project before starting another.
Whew.
This is tough. What do you say for this?
So this is actually tough because if you're talking projects, so like if I'm doing like a design project or something, then I would say somewhat disagree.
Yeah.
However, if you're saying finish like painting the map in Diablo,
right,
then I strongly agree.
Right.
I'm thinking this is more about like your everyday life. So like for instance, for this, it would be like, I want to organize a room, or I want to clean something, or if I want to, do like. So I would probably say somewhat disagree with that. Where like I'll do like little bits of it, and then I'll either get bored or discouraged or whatever. So if I'm designing something and I do like I can't get it right away, I'll like go away from it for a little while.
Yeah.
So I won't like complete it before I work on something else.
I think I agree with this. Okay. Especially when it comes to like projects and stuff. I have trouble starting it because I know that if I start it, I am going to want to finish it. And that extends also into like TV shows, video games, because I got to play like one at a time.
It's very specific. Like if I know a clear path on how to finish something, then I will finish it.
Yeah.
But if it's like open to interpretation or I got to explore something or I might not actually have a solution, that's when it starts getting a little dicey.
Gotcha. You are very sentimental.
I would agree. For me,
I think I am somewhat agree. I don't think it's super strong, but I do find myself thinking back sometimes, keeping mementos, things like that.
I will go into a Target and pick up, like especially during Christmas. Like I'll go in, pick up like a little moose. Actually, I think the moose is over there. Oh no, wait, up there.
Yep, there he is.
A little moose there. He was by himself on a shelf, and I felt bad. Because all the other meese around him were taken.
Yeah.
And he was just the last one. And I was like, buddy, you got to home with us.
That's not sentimental.
Sentimental
is fondly looking back at things.
Okay, so let me put it this way. I mean, that's more of like I'm creating value on things that like objectively have no value. So, for instance, my dad gave me like a jewelry box for like watches and cufflinks and stuff for all the watches and cufflinks I wear. That thing's beat to heck, but like I'm never gonna throw it out because my dad gave it to me, right?
Yeah.
And he gave me he has like a little notepad that I have, like a notepad holder, and like a little card that has my name on it and says like builder and it's like a little Bible verse.
Yeah.
Those are like the four things that
It's cute.
It's sentimental.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I like that. You like to organize tools like. You like organizing tools like schedules and lists.
Dude, let me tell you about Notion.
Yeah. So is this strongly agree for you?
Oh my gosh, yes.
This is really tough for me because I'm not an organized person, but as we know on the podcast, I love listing things.
Yeah.
And less scheduling things. So I'm very conflicted on this one.
Dude, I love it.
I have listed out every single video game I've ever played.
Yeah. And I enjoy more making lists than I do playing them or reading books or whatever. Like I'll make a database.
Yeah. I love the fact that I can watch a show and then check it off my list. That feels so good. Maybe I'll put somewhat agree. Because like I said, schedules, although I will say this, I've been trying to do better with my schedules. Like I bought a journal this year and I'm writing down what I'm doing during the day. So I am trying to get better at that. So I'll say somewhat agree.
Okay.
Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge.
I'm putting disagree on that.
I put agree. It can cause me to second guess myself.
I think that when you're talking about like your overall abilities and knowledge, I feel like I'm pretty confident on what I know and don't know, as long as I'm honest with myself. So if I make a mistake or I do something wrong, it's one of those, either I screwed up, whatever, but like I should know if I'm actually good at something.
Yeah.
And as long as I'm honest of like, okay, you think you're good at something, but you're really not. Like if I tell you, oh, I'm the best at Diablo, right? And I'm obviously not. I don't know everything. It's a different thing. I feel like if I'm honest and I know my strengths, a mistake isn't going to make me waver on that.
Gotcha.
I don't know.
Generally pretty hard on myself, so I agree with this one.
Okay.
I can definitely.
I can see that.
Yeah. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Disagree for me.
Strongly disagree.
Yeah. Talking to strangers is one of the most terrifying experiences.
Yeah, I'm just an asshole. Like, I don't care.
Yeah, but you find them interesting in this scenario.
Yeah, if I find them interesting, then I feel that I would also be intimidated and not want to talk to them.
Makes sense. You are not too interested in discussing various interpretations and analysis of creative works. Strongly disagree.
I would disagree.
This is what the podcast is pretty much, and 90% of my conversations, I feel like. Well, I feel like I'm always asking people, what do you think about this? Like, what's your top 5 this? What do you think this meant? I don't know.
The only reason why I don't have strongly disagree is because I don't want it to be pretentious.
Ooh,
so I enjoy talking about that stuff.
Fair.
But sometimes the color is just the color, or sometimes it, like, unless you have an artist saying, I did this for this specific reason, if we're trying to layer on additional stuff that we really have no idea about, that can get kind of annoying to me.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah.
You are more inclined to follow your head than your heart.
Somewhat disagree for me.
Oh, this is really tough.
Heart's your like gut feeling, right? Like,
right.
It's just like, hey, I know I should walk away from this roulette table, but
oh fuck,
I know it's gonna be black.
I want to say somewhat agree, because I feel like I am an emotional person, but I feel like I'm also, I don't know.
Yeah, but then
head than your heart. Sorry,
yeah,
somewhat disagree. Somewhat disagree. You have any input here?
I'm like thinking. Dude, you're all emotion.
All emotion?
Yeah.
I want to think of myself as a rational thinker, though.
You can be emotional and still rational. You know you need to stop gambling. Yeah. Like, it's not like, you know what I mean?
I know
but
I need
it's
to
just
stop
like,
drinking, but
how many times? Like, I'll give you a perfect example right now.
Yeah.
You're playing Beersby.
Yep.
Frisbee goes. You throw it up. You're getting it. I watch you do this, where, and you probably know where I'm going with this, but you hit it. Yeah. You could have just got the Frisbee. It could have been fine.
Yeah.
But no, you bobble it 3-4 other times, because it's like, dude, like how amazing is it going to be when I catch this thing?
Yeah. You dive for every ball. Yeah.
It's just like you just want to like throw yourself out there because of the feeling that, like, rationally you should have like squared your shoulders, caught it, be robotic, do your different things, like, but you don't do that.
It's a show.
You want to,
showmanship.
It's artistic in you.
It's how I DM as well.
Sure.
Where it's like, I should be structured. I should have like a beginning, middle, end, but I always go with the gut. I always go with the, I don't know. Okay. You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment instead of planning a particularly daily routine.
Strongly agree.
I will agree. Like I said, I've been trying to schedule things more. I do go to the gym a lot. That's a routine. Somewhat agree. I have some routine elements in there, but overall, at the end of the day,
that's probably the better way of going about it. It's weird because I don't like having a schedule, and I like to be wide open and do whatever I want, because I'm very selfish like that.
Me too.
But on the flip side, if I make plans and those plans change, that
I
just
think
bends
that's
me
another,
out of shape.
I think that's another question.
I
Here,
think
so
you're
we'll,
right.
We'll get to that. But yeah, okay, somewhat agree for me. You rarely worry about whether you make a good impression on the people that you meet. Strongly disagree. I always worry whether I make a good impression or not.
I would say I would do agree. This is how
You don't care. You don't care that much.
No, I care, but I think, and again, this is how narcissistic I am. I think that I'm likable enough that I'm just like, oh, this is, like they probably liked me, and I just move on.
I'm always worried about this.
Yeah,
always worried. About this. As you probably
are
aware,
you're a lot more empathetic and
I want everyone to like me. I mean,
yeah.
that's just I
mean, who doesn't? What I'm saying is like, I'm so full of myself that and again, we're trying to be very, very honest.
Yeah.
I never think of it again because I'm like, oh, of course. Like I'm likable. I'm a likable guy,
Yeah. You enjoy participating in group activities.
So what?
Yeah.
What is this?
What is this? Is
it like hey, Kyle wants you to come over to the party and we hang out and
this
just
is like
is it like a
board
FOMO
game
thing?
night? This is like, is it like a group? I want to say they would say project if it was a project and not an activity. So I'm thinking leisure.
Well, that's the thing. So if it's leisure, then I somewhat agree. If it's
that's how I'm because an activity, I think that they've used the terminology project before, and that makes me think that that's work focused.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I would strongly agree. I love team sports. I love getting together with the boys. Yeah, strongly agree. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretation of the ending. Disagree. Your happiness comes more from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments. Disagree.
I gotta reread that. Your
happiness comes more from helping others accomplish things than your own accomplishments. I'm a selfish person.
I'll disagree with that,
for me.
If I'm being super honest, probably strongly disagree. But I like to think, and I will help. Like for you, right? Like I don't know why I keep bringing back to Diablo, man. It's just like that's top of mind. But it's like I'll not progress any way, shape, or
Even
form.
though you're like, oh, I'm totally getting things, John. Don't worry.
Yeah, but it's like
okay.
I can handicap myself for a little bit to kind of
give me your. But know, at the end of the day, now you're gonna have another person on your level. So is that a selfish?
And it's still that's what I mean. So it's just disagree, not strongly disagree. Yeah.
I love when everyone wins.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick I come first, and then the boys second, which sucks. But I'm sorry, that's just I don't know.
Survival.
Like you said, trying to be very honest. You are interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try next. Oh, man. Am I interested in so many different things?
We can put disagree on that.
I'm going to say somewhat disagree. I feel like I'm open-minded, but I'm comfortable with what I like. And I feel like I have...
Unless somebody pulls me into something new, I'm going to stick with kind of like my base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm there with you. You're prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse.
That's a very broad question. You mean just in life?
Yeah. Does it mean like things are going well and I think it's inevitably going to crash, or?
Yeah, I don't know. I never.
Bad thing. Do you think is it like bad things are going to get even worse? Is that what it's kind of saying?
No, I just think in general, like you're preparing for the worst, or what can go wrong. When does the other shoe drop?
I view this as things are good and you're worried that it can't stay this way.
Yeah.
Because it says turn for the worst, which to me implies it's flipping from good to bad.
I'm going to disagree with this statement. I don't typically, I don't think about that too much.
Somewhat agree for me. I do think about it sometimes. I'm like, wow, things are really good. I wonder when the next really bad thing's going to happen to me.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I do, yeah. You avoid leadership roles in group settings. Somewhat disagree for me. I like being a leader, but I'm okay either way. But if I'm being honest, I do in some group settings. Like again, this is like the professional versus casual thing.
Professional, I strongly disagree. I will
yes
make my opinion heard, my voice raised. Group settings, like I don't care. Like somebody else can
I think
lead
I'm
it
with
out.
you.
So what do you do that? Like,
I did somewhat disagree, because in a casual setting, I'm willing to step up and lead too.
Okay, fair enough. I'll go with you there.
Okay,
dude. Somewhat disagree.
You are definitely not an artistic type of person.
Ooh.
Disagree. I think I am an artistic type of person.
Do you strongly disagree or just disagree?
I'd say disagree. I mean, I'm not the most artistic person in the world. I'm willing to admit that.
I disagree with that. I'm artistic, but I'm not. I don't want to say it, but like I'm not pretentious artistic. Like I'm not artistic, and that like defines me.
Yeah, I'm like not the most creative person in the world, but my brain operates in that sort of way, though.
Yeah.
So, you think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings? Agree.
I'm strongly agreeing on that.
Yeah.
I think would it be better? Yes. Would it be like the best place and like everything's great? Like no. So
I think
you clear with that.
You need room for feelings for sure.
Yeah.
But feelings are a large majority of problems, right? Because you are thinking irrationally and then you do something stupid. So I very much agree with that statement.
Yeah.
You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax?
Strongly disagree.
Disagree for me. Fuck
Relaxation comes first.
Yep. Next. You enjoy watching people argue? Somewhat disagree. This is
Strongly agree.
Really?
Dude, I'm trying to think of like if people are arguing at work, if I'm not involved,
yeah,
it's kind of great. It's like a train wreck that you watch. Like I love, like you can't
this is tough.
You love courtrooms. You love, you know what I mean? Like debates and stuff like that. Like I love watching freaking, I don't know, Jordan Peterson debate whoever or Ben Shapiro or whoever.
Yeah.
And you have like a really competent, like you go like left wing, right wing. Like
sure.
I'm not talking like I love seeing Trump and Biden debate, but like I like intellectual people that have very opposing views, but can come to some sort of consent, like civil. But
I 100% agree with you there. Yeah. I love that. I feel like a lot of the time nowadays, I kind of hate it because it's really confrontational. So I don't like when people are getting personal or getting upset.
Yeah, this is a broad question, though.
So it doesn't really stipulate that. So
maybe arguing isn't debating.
Yes. Arguing is a negative connotation, right?
Okay, so then maybe I change my answer. I like the debate. I like the heated conversation, so to speak.
Yes.
But if you're just arguing the way you're saying it, then I would agree with you.
Yeah, I don't like that. Makes me uncomfortable. I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to say somewhat disagree.
That's fair. I would go even further than that, though. If you're talking like people just like are like yelling at each other, then it's like.
Okay. Yeah. I did somewhat because I didn't really understand the question, but I think we got there. Okay. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself.
Do I draw attention to myself?
No.
I don't?
No.
You're being honest with me?
100%.
Okay.
I feel like you don't want any attention ever.
Usually.
There's times where you get Space Penguin and sure.
Yeah, sure.
But that's the exception, I would say.
If I'm drunk, I want all eyes on me. Yeah. Okay. So I would say agree then. I tend to avoid drawing attention to myself.
I think so. Do you think that's fair?
I think so. It's weird because like I think deep down, I'm a very self-centered person.
Yeah.
So like deep down, I want the attention, but I don't want it to be a probing attention. I'm very specific with my attention.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I kind of view it in the way that like you're always cool with playing the support role. You're always okay with being the healer. You don't want to be that guy who's, you know what I mean? I feel like
I don't want the pressure, but I want the glory.
Sure. Hey, maybe I'm wrong then.
Hey man,
I'm just kind of giving you an honest.
Sure.
For me, do I try drawing attention to myself?
I think you can. I would say that's at least a somewhat disagree for you.
Somewhat disagree. I don't know why I'm struggling with that one. Your mood can change very quickly.
Agree for me. Man, if I'm being
Agree.
super honest, I
Agree.
might even say like strongly agree.
Agree for me. One game of League can ruin my day. And then I get over it pretty quickly too.
Yeah, but that's
30
that's a
minutes
change.
later,
That's a
exactly.
mood change.
So I
That's
say
quick.
agree.
Yeah, I'll do agree on that.
You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you.
Strongly agree. Not even a question.
Am I a patient person? Oh, this is tough.
I'm the most impatient person you could possibly hope to meet.
I want to say I'm fairly patient. I can't think of things where I'm like really getting annoyed with people. I do kind of get annoyed with people, but I don't show it.
Well, the stipulation here, it's taking you and what you view as kind of where your efficiency is, and then comparing. So it's not like, are you a patient person or do you have patience for people? It's like adding that extra layer of like judgment on them.
I'm gonna say somewhat disagree because I'm not a very efficient person. So there's
There's
not a lot of people that are more efficient.
Well, the way I look at stuff
less
like this
efficient.
is like if I don't like being like a teacher, so to speak.
Sure.
So if somebody does something that's like, oh, this isn't how I would have done it, in your mind, you're always most efficient, even if you're not efficient.
Sure.
Like you think you're doing it the best way. And I don't do well with that. Where it's like, if I'm trying to lift something, right, and like Chelsea's on the other end, and she's not lifting it the way I would have lifted it, or she's fighting me on like not like physically, but like she's lifting it left, I'm going right. I'll get annoyed instantly, even though there's no way she could have known which way I was going, because I'm not communicating correctly. So that's 100% on me, but my initial gut reaction is just like, I have no patience.
I think I do have
terrible
patience.
person.
I think I do have some patience. I'm actually thinking about some examples at work now where it's like people will do things that are objectively just take longer.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, okay, they're comfortable with that. And I try to have an understanding. And I'm being 100% honest here. So
yeah,
I think somewhat disagree, but I can totally see myself in some situations.
I don't like
that.
If I know something and I'm set, I don't want to have to train somebody or teach somebody. And that's a problem. But
okay.
Yeah.
You often end up doing things at the last possible moment.
Strongly agree.
Yep.
I'm a procrastination machine.
Same. You have always been fascinated by the question of what, if anything, happens after death.
Is fascinated the same as terrified?
I think it's in the same realm because you're curious at the end of the day. You want to know. It scares you because you don't know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'd say yes, personally.
I'm actually going to somewhat disagree on that one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty, if best case, I don't think about it at all. And I just kind of cling to my religion and, okay, like I accepted the Lord Jesus Christ as my Savior. I'm going to heaven. Like, you're done.
Sure.
And I think thinking on it terrifies me so much that I would actively not think about it if...
Okay.
Like I'm not going to pursue it or look up people of like, this person almost died. Let's see what they see after life. Like I'm not going to click on that YouTube video, right?
Sure.
That's just me.
I somewhat agree. I feel
like we're very opposite. This is going to be interesting.
I'm interested by it. I'm interested by that. But like you bring up, I was going to say agree until you brought up the point of like looking up people's experiences. I'm not interested in that.
Yeah, you're not craving that knowledge, right? Like you're not like looking up the Bible and doing all that stuff.
But I am fast. Like I do wonder, man, what does happen? And so it's not that I avoid thinking about that.
Yeah, another 20 years, whenever it's like, oh, I'm,
it's going to come. Yeah. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own.
Disagree, for me.
This is tough. Because I enjoy both. Both are very important. What do I like more? What do I like more?
Usually prefer. So for me, I love just being on my own, not around others. Now, it's a big stipulation of like, if we're playing a video game online or something like that, and we're like, I like that communication. If we're texting, communication, it's good. You're not around. I'm not having to be like on or whatever, so to speak. That's how I'm interpreting this. So my default mode is home alone.
The stipulation with this is who am I around? If it's like my close friends, yeah, I'd rather be around them. But if it's just random people,
yeah, I don't know.
No. I'm going to say agree, actually.
Okay.
Yes, I'm going to say agree. Because, like, I still live at home, and my parents are around all the time and stuff. And then when they do leave and I'm home alone, I don't like that. I don't like being isolated and alone.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's actually, I do agree. Now that I'm thinking about it more, I might strongly agree with that.
Yeah, go for it.
It gets, like, really
That's interesting.
sad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even though you know they're coming back.
Even though I know they're coming back. I'm like a little puppy.
Yeah. There we go.
You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical.
Disagree. I like it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yep. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experience are very different from yours.
How different is very different?
Opposite.
Like, can I empathize with a woman that gave birth?
I tried. Well, you can't really because
right.
But
so I guess what I'm saying
sympathize might be a better word here.
Well, you find it easy to empathize with a person. So reading this and I'm just analyzing it, but it's like you find it easy to empathize. So it's like that means that I'm truly empathizing, not just I know socially that I should say.
Oh yeah.
That I bet that hurt.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. So what are you saying here?
So I would probably say like a somewhat disagree.
Okay, I think
honest.
I'm somewhat agree. I really try to understand where people are coming from. I really try to make it a point. There are some scenarios though where I can't get there. But I try to at least make the effort, so that's why I'm a little bit on that side.
I feel like I would put on the face, so to speak. Like I feel like I would be accepted in the situation. Sure. But deep down, do I like actually really care that you broke your toe? Like no.
No, that's totally fair, dude.
Yeah.
I think I'm glad I do think I'm not trying to blow smoke, but I think I am an empathetic person, right?
Oh, 100%.
Like my career is based on empathy, starting out in like customer service, right?
I mean, that's definitely, if I'm taking you face value like that, that's what you exude.
I try to. I really do.
You do.
I try to. Maybe I'll bump it up to agree. I just don't want people to think like, oh, he thinks he's this great person. Do not think that.
Well, you're also humble, but so that's
Don't think that. Yeah. I don't want it to come across as like arrogant, but I do try to be empathetic. And I try to understand the perspective because it's actually curious for me, like,
yeah.
Why do you feel this way? How does that feel? It's like a curiosity thing too. Anyway, sorry. Spent a lot of time on that one. We're halfway, by the way.
Are we really?
Yeah. Usually postpone finalizing decisions for as long as possible. Agree.
Yeah.
I go back and forth on things. I want to make sure everything's
every angle.
Especially when it's a tough decision. So you rarely second guess the choices that you've made. Disagree. I often second guess. Actually, maybe somewhat
disagree for that
one.
Yeah.
It depends on the decision. Some might feel
you can't have it both ways, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, well, you can, but I take so long to make a decision that I typically am okay with it by the end.
That's fair. So you somewhat agree.
No, for this one,
you rarely second guess.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, somewhat agree.
See, I view that as like I take so long because I'm trying to figure it out. And then when I make a decision, I'm still trying to figure it out, kind of, because I hit the deadline.
I feel pretty good. I don't second guess the decision. I might have made the wrong choice.
Sure,
but I'm pretty good with my decision.
I sometimes think, man, what would have happened? I probably do it more than
I don't do that too much.
I'm changing it to disagree. After a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need.
Strongly disagree.
Okay. How do I feel about this? A lively social event. Probably disagree. Probably disagree, if I'm being honest. Yeah, okay. Let's trust your gut. Trust your gut. You enjoy going to art museums.
Somewhat agree.
Yeah, I can appreciate it. I'd rather go to a history museum or something though, but
I agree.
You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. I say disagree. I think I'm pretty good at, like I said, putting myself in people's shoes.
And that's the big difference between understanding and empathizing.
Yeah.
I understand your feelings.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of caring or not.
Sure.
So I understand.
Yeah, I think I understand.
Man, I was gonna like send my cousin this link and see if she. I was like, hey, this is me taking the test. Oh, sorry, Autumn. All right.
You like to have a to-do list for each day. Somewhat agree. Like I said, I've been trying to do this more, and again, it does feel good to cross the items off the list.
Yeah, it's weird. I feel like okay, so I disagree on this one.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I thought we already had that question.
It was like, do you like lists and schedules?
I love lists and schedules, but I don't like listing out like
list.
a to-do list during the day.
I kind of do. I don't do it as much as I should, but like I said, it feels good when you have everything you have to do and you start crossing off.
I like to have to-do lists. I don't like my day, each day a to-do list.
Yeah.
That's a distinction.
Right.
Anyway.
You rarely feel insecure.
Strongly disagree. I am insecure all the time.
I am also insecure a decent amount of time, but I'm going to go a little below that. Just disagree. I often feel insecure. You avoid making phone calls.
Strongly agree. Hate the phone.
I don't mind the phone at all. I'm going to say strongly disagree.
I hate it. There is nothing.
I like a good phone call.
There's nothing you need to talk on the phone. You can't give me a text message and save everyone some time. Don't call me.
I'm coming down from the strongly disagree. I'm coming down. Somewhat disagree.
I
don't mind it. Don't mind it. Probably usually won't go out of my way to do it.
Dude, I go on like 15
you know
meetings
what?
a day.
We're up to disagree.
Yeah. Right.
And here's why.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes, especially in a work environment, I 1,000% will call someone over sending an email because in too many times things are misconstrued during emails. You go back and forth, and it could have been a 2-minute conversation versus 10 emails.
That's fair.
So I am back to disagree right in the middle.
Okay.
I have no qualms about making phone calls.
Right.
It does not bother me. I enjoy talking, if you couldn't tell. You often spend a lot of time trying to understand views that are different from your own. I think I somewhat agree.
I would somewhat agree on that.
Yeah. I don't do it as I wouldn't say super often. I don't do it as much as I probably should, but like I said, there is a curiosity element to it, and I try to see some of those perspectives.
One of the best things I did for this is go on Twitter, which is not a good start to a sentence, but I go on Twitter and I just start following a lot of like far left, far right, like and just kind of like get both sides of stuff.
Sure.
That is wild to see just like two sides, like one news story will break.
Yeah.
And just seeing both like opposing thoughts on that stuff. It's kind of nuts.
I don't do that, but I am like, hey, someone disagrees with me on The Last of Us 2. I hate The Last of Us 2.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try to like figure out why people love this game so much. I find myself thinking about that. Okay. I want to understand that. I want to see what they're like.
Yeah. Or it's like, well, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. In your social circle, you are often the one who contacts your friends and initiates activities. Somewhat disagree. In our friend group, you and me never do it.
Yeah.
In my other friend group, I sometimes do it. Yeah. So I'm going to go strongly disagree because overall, it's probably.
I feel like there's a time that I'd be like texting a bunch of people like, "Hey, we're going to Thornhill or doing."
You do more than me, 100%.
Yeah. I'll do something.
I don't think I ever have in our friend group, except for like my birthday. I will text you guys and be like, "Hey, let's do something."
Yeah, once a year.
Once a year. So,
sure.
But like I said, my other group, I do it a lot more.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of in the middle there, but more times than not, I'm not. So say somewhat. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible.
Agree. I hate when my plans get ruined.
You were bothered by mistakes you made a long time ago. Strongly agree.
I can't think of any. So
this keeps me up at night.
Okay.
Like every throw I've ever missed to first base.
Oh, my
keeps me up.
Buddy.
Yeah, it's bad.
Okay.
It's very bad. Is it every night? No. But when I do think about it, you better believe I'm not asleep for the next hour.
I'll occasionally think of like I talk to somebody and I maybe try to like replay a conversation or replay an interaction I had with someone. I'm like, oh, and I overthink it.
Sure.
But like that's typically like once, and then
you're good.
I
replay.
I'm going to go ahead and say disagree on that.
Okay. Strongly agree for me. You rarely contemplate the reason for human existence and the meaning of life. Disagree.
I agree.
You don't care. Interesting.
No, it's not I don't care.
Or you don't do it.
Yeah, I just don't contemplate it.
Your emotions control you more than you control them. Based on the last question with the heart and head thing, I would say somewhat agree.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in control most of the time, though, but there are times where I'm not. So maybe I'm not being honest with myself right now. Emotions. I'd say somewhat agree. I don't think it's crazy, but I think if we're taking
Is
average,
alcohol involved?
That's a great question.
Yeah. I think if alcohol's involved, then you start bumping that up a little bit.
Yeah. If it's not involved.
Let me put it this way. If we're both on somewhat agree right now, I think if alcohol's involved, you go up 2 ticks, I might go up 1.
Oh my God, 100%. Maybe I'll just go agree. I think I probably let it control me a little more than I'm willing to admit.
I don't know. Someone agree for me.
All right. Keep going, John. Stick with it. You take great care not to make people look bad, even when it's completely their fault. Somewhat agree. I don't want people to feel bad.
That is tough. I might actually go neutral here. I know that's a cop out, but
no, that's perfectly fine.
I feel like people should be held accountable.
Yes.
And I think if I'm being honest with myself, I would probably be passive aggressive and just be like making sure people knew I did it.
Right.
Like I'm not saying I want them to look like in a bad light. It's less about people looking in a bad light and myself maybe looking a little bit better.
Ooh.
If I'm being honest with
sure.
myself. So
I don't want people to feel bad, so I don't want them to look bad, but I think there's always an opportunity to learn from it, so I want to make sure that the mistake is acknowledged.
I think it depends. It depends, obviously.
But I always try to soften the blow where it's like, okay, I see how you made that mistake, but let's learn from it.
Yeah, I'll stay neutral on that one.
Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized, consistent efforts. Strongly agree.
Yep, I'm with you on that.
When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take them to feel disappointed in you.
Disagree on this one. I think if I'm connected with someone, in my mind, everything like we're good. Like I don't.
Someone agree. Someone agree for me.
Okay.
I'm always worried about people not liking me. I think that's always in the back of my mind.
Even if they like you ahead of time, so
if
you're worried about
they like me ahead of time, it's less. That's why it's somewhat agree.
Okay.
But that thought's always there for me.
Gotcha.
Always there, lingering. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time.
Strongly agree.
Disagree. I really enjoy collaboration. Yeah. Okay. You believe pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. Disagree.
Somewhat disagree. I think if I'm being honest with myself, like,
what does it mean abstract? Like, that's, I guess I'm a little confused by abstract.
Even take abstract out, it's just philosophical questions. Questions that you can't prove one way or the other that doesn't, like, I think...
I don't think it's a waste of time.
If we're being objective, yeah, like, it's a waste of time in that instead of doing philosophical things like that, could you be doing the dishes? Right?
I disagree. I think it's
I don't know.
Good development for critical thinking.
Sure.
And kind of figuring out who you are.
I put someone disagree on mine. So like I
disagree.
Yeah.
You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres than quiet, intimate places. Strongly agree.
I will. So it's super weird, right? Like I would. I'm debating if I want to agree or somewhat agree. And here's the thing with that is that lets me hide easier than an intimate, like quiet place.
So I think of this. I love cities. I would much rather go to a city than a cabin in the woods.
Yeah.
That's much more exciting to me. However, if it's like a huge house party or a night out with her friends, that's different. So
I'm doing somewhat agree on that one.
I'm thinking the first scenario more because it's places, not like people you're with. So strongly agree. You know at first glance how someone is feeling. I'd like to think I know what they're feeling. I feel like I'm pretty good at telling, but maybe I'm just oblivious.
I feel like I'm somewhat intuitive there. I'm gonna say agree.
I think I am too, but now I'm second guessing myself. I'll go with you. I think I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
I might be just reading too much into things. You often feel overwhelmed.
So this one's tough because everything going on with our house, like for the past 6 months,
right?
Yeah, but
that's a rare circumstance.
Yeah.
So I kind of view this as my life experience. Do I often feel overwhelmed with the ebbs and flows of good things are happening to me, bad things are happening to me? I say disagree. I am usually pretty chill.
I would say somewhat disagree. If you take all the house stuff out of it. Again, if you putting the 6 months away.
That was a lot.
Yeah.
You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps.
Strongly agree.
Somewhat disagree. You are very intrigued by things labeled as controversial.
I'd agree with that. I like me a good controversial thing.
This is really tough for me.
Like conspiracy theories and stuff like that? Is
that
too specific?
I'm not in conspiracy theories.
Oh, I love that kind of stuff. Like,
what about like a video game ending that people love or hate? Am I interested in that?
I'm intrigued. You're very intrigued by things labeled as controversial. Like I'm intrigued by it. I'm like, why is it controversial? What's both sides of the thing?
Yes, I'd say somewhat.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that one.
I'd say somewhat, a little bit. I'm a little intrigued. You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more.
Strongly disagree.
Yep. You struggle with deadlines. Disagree. I'm usually pretty good about it. I don't think I'm missing a lot of deadlines.
I'm not missing deadlines, but so here's the thing: struggling with deadlines. I just said how much I procrastinate.
Yeah.
Does that mean I struggle with deadlines?
No,
because it doesn't say struggling to hit deadlines.
Struggling to me means. Okay, here's my thought. While I am a procrastinator as well, I've gotten very good at.
I will hit every deadline.
I'll hit every deadline.
Absolutely.
I don't see myself missing deadlines ever. If I don't struggle with it. Okay. I mean, that's my honest take on it. I don't really struggle. It's all calculated that I wait till the last moment.
Oh yeah, like you know exactly how much time it's going to take to knock something out.
Exactly. Yeah. You feel confident that things will work out for you.
I might actually say strongly agree. Almost to a fault. Like I don't think like, and this is getting actually kind of personal. There are times like where if I learn that like somebody has cancer, somehow in my mind it's like, oh well, they'll get cured. It's super weird. Like especially like close people and stuff. Like whenever our cat Brim got like super sick, I was like, oh that sucks, but like he'll get better.
Yeah.
And then when that doesn't happen, I get
the shock.
like super shocked, crushed, whatever. Yeah. So I think even with that though, like naturally, I just think that it will work out.
Things have generally gone very well for me in my life.
Oh, we're very privileged. Yeah.
100%. And I try to really take time to appreciate that, which I don't always do. So I'm going to agree with that as well because I think that was a good summation of it. So yeah. I like that. That was it. That's 100%.
What gender are you?
I am male.
Male.
Are you male?
Me too. Yeah.
Excellent. Let's see our results. I got the same thing as yesterday.
I got a logician.
Which was the same thing as this morning?
Yeah. I'm just a little less frazzled.
So I got a campaigner. Campaigners are enthusiastic, creative, and sociable, free spirits who can always find a reason to smile. I don't know if I always find a reason to smile, but...
And I'm innovative inventors with an unquenchable thirst for knowledge.
Okay.
So INTPA.
Yeah.
For if Autumn was listening, that's my new letter.
There you go. Do we want to go through like each of the letters here? Percentages?
Yeah, sure. What's your mind going at?
57% extroverted.
I am 79% introverted.
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
Seems right. Yeah. To be fair, that's 20%. Like I was like 95% introverted last time I took this thing. Like, I was pretty high up there. But
wow.
Yeah.
Energy. What's that looking out for you?
Energy. I am 52% intuitive.
I am 62% intuitive.
Also makes more sense.
Yeah. Imaginative, open-minded, curious. I think that's accurate. Nature.
55% thinking.
61% feeling.
I could see that. Yeah, like I got some feeling. I feel like I'm in the middle of the road here for a lot of these. Like it's just kind of I'm very introverted, but besides that,
tactics.
57% prospecting.
58% prospecting. So we're pretty close in the middle here.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah. I think this line here, they tend to be flexible nonconformists who value novelty above stability. That's interesting. You would think like I would prefer stability.
Yeah.
But I get bored. So then
dude, you literally disagree with me just to disagree with me. 100%.
Yeah. So. Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Identity.
Here we go. I don't know if you'll believe this. 60% assertive.
Wow. I'm 67 turbulent.
Yeah. So I think, and as we were going through those questions, I think the big one here was when we were going back and forth between being overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I think that's a big swing on something like this.
Sure. Well, this is what hits me. Turbulent individuals are self-conscious and sensitive to stress.
Yeah.
The sensitive to stress thing, less so. Extremely self-conscious.
Assertive individuals are self-assured, even-tempered, and resistant to stress. I get stressed out constantly. So I don't know, like out of all of them, like this one I might kind of disagree with. I think the big thing here is when we're discussing this stuff, like what's work, what's personal life.
Yeah.
Because I am two very different people between who I am at work and who I am to kind of everyone else.
Right. Right.
But I do feel like I'm self-confident, or a better thing is just self-centered. But that's it.
Yeah, so for mine, let me pull it up again. Self-conscious, sensitive to stress. They feel a sense of urgency in their emotions and tend to be success-driven, perfectionists, and eager to improve.
I mean, that's you. So how do I get to that? Hold on.
So now you can send your results to your email, which I got.
Oh, did you already do yours?
I didn't send it because I got the same thing as yesterday, so I already have the email from yesterday, which tells me the same thing.
That's good. Hold on. Let me put my email in here. Send results. Okay.
Yeah, ENFP is mine.
I gotta wait for the email code.
No.
It's fine.
So how do you want to break this down? I think it's always interesting to see like who you're like the celebrities and stuff.
Oh, do they give you that too?
Yeah, at the bottom. So that's always cool.
Yeah,
so for me, I don't know if I agree with this, actually. Tell me what you think.
All right.
I get Robert Downey Jr., Robin Williams. How is anyone like Robin Williams, first of all?
Okay.
Quentin Tarantino, Russell Brand, Kelly Clarkson, Will Smith, Meg Ryan, Ellen DeGeneres, Michael Scott. Uh-oh. Spider-Man. That's nice.
Okay.
Phil Dunphy from Modern Family. Hoban Washburn from Firefly.
Okay, so now we're getting into just... meanwhile, I got...
Willy Wonka.
I got Bill Gates, Kristen Stewart, Albert Einstein. Do you know who Stanley Crouch is? Looks like he's playing a saxophone.
Stanley Crouch?
Yeah, I don't know if that's a real or fake person.
I don't know.
Isaac Newton.
Doesn't it say who they're
Elliot
from?
Page. No, it says if it's fictional, I guess. So like, I got Neo.
Neo?
Yeah, I got
character?
Bruce Banner from Avengers.
Okay.
Leslie
I
Winkle.
can see that.
Leslie Winkle from The Big Bang Theory.
Leslie Winkle. That's funny.
I
I don't know. Interesting.
And then Jack Ryan from the Jack Ryan series. Sure.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm. Here's what I will say: all those people are very like passionate people, and I do see myself like if it's something I really am passionate about, really want to talk about, I exude that excitement. I exude that.
So like
energy
for your strength. So like my strengths are like analytical, original, open-minded, curious, objective.
Sure.
I love all of those.
Yeah.
I love the idea of being objective, playing devil's advocate. I love not arguing for the sake of arguing, but I like to look at it from different angles. I think that's a big thing.
Yeah.
So I'm into that. But then also when it comes to like disconnected, you and I have talked at length about like, you know, some people are like super connected to like siblings and
yeah.
you know, family and different things like that.
Yeah.
And you know, it starts to get a little wonky, or like I'm bad with kids, or like I do feel a little detached there, where it's just, again, I attribute to like being self-centered, but maybe it's deeper than that. I don't know. Insensitive, which dissatisfied, which absolutely I'm not, you know, I never happy, as you point out constantly. Impatient, which is absolutely true, and perfectionistic.
Yeah.
So like,
so you feel pretty good about that?
I feel, as far as the strengths and weaknesses go, I feel like that's spot on.
Absolutely. For my strengths and weaknesses, I have curious, perceptive, enthusiastic. So I think more or less all of those. I agree with this. Excellent communicators. Festive, good-natured.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree with festive because it says campaigners may live for deep, meaningful conversations, but they can also be spontaneous and lighthearted. And I think that's like a perfect summation. Like I can get really deep. I enjoy that.
Yeah, but
I
you
get
can
really
also
silly,
just get off the fly off the
really
handle.
Weird.
That's not the right term, but yeah,
Fly off the handle.
exactly.
I just get angry.
Well, no, you can just get like out there, man. You can.
Yeah, I think I agree with that here. The thing I'm not 100% sure about is I can be enthusiastic when it's something I really care about, but if it's something I do not care about at all, I like don't show that. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, and then weaknesses: people pleasing, 100%, unfocused, probably disorganized. Yep. Overly accommodating. Yeah. So I say yes to everything, 100%. Overly optimistic. I don't know if I'm overly optimistic. I can be very pessimistic at times, so I don't know if I agree with that one. And restless. Yeah. See, that's fair. So,
I'm looking at I know we're close to time here, but like I was looking at the romantic relationships.
Sure.
And the one thing is I have a genuine connection. So when I get my connection, like I'm good.
Yeah.
But then navigating conflict, I tend to not sit down and talk something out. I'd rather just prove somebody wrong and myself right. And then the irrationality of joy. So logicians, is that how you say it? Logicians?
Sounds like magicians.
Yeah. Tend to live in the world of thought. Romantic relationships can help break them out of their own mind, allowing them to experience the fullness of joy and the pleasure in the present moment.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Mine's all about like fanning the flames. When you fall in love, you go crazy. They struggle with why relationships don't work out. It's pretty apt because it's like when I hear someone breaks up, I'm like, oh yeah, but you guys were great. It's like they clearly weren't, but it's like you could fix it. You could always. you could do it. I've always liked that. Yeah,
mend it.
And then like cherished ideals. Like I'm a romantic person. Like overall, I would say like
sure.
Not just like in terms of the love sense of it, but like I romanticize a lot of things in life in general, right?
And
it's like
that goes to your emotion thing, where like for me it's more about like compatibility, and logically it's better to be with this person than alone or something like that. You know, it's a little bit colder, so to speak. I don't know why Chelsea's with me.
No. So it talks about friendships a little bit. My first section is the adventure of friendship. Campaigners know how to transform even the most ordinary moments into special occasions. And for these personalities, nearly any opportunity to spend with friends is a special occasion.
Yeah.
I think, I don't know. I try to do a good job of that. I kind of think of D&D when it comes to this. Like, I want to make it an event. I want to make it I want every session to be like, I can't believe this happened. Like, and so like if you look at like a lot of my encounters, a lot of my fights, a lot of them come down to the last moment. I want it to be that last hit. I want you to be an inch from death.
Yeah.
I want it to be close. I don't know. So I get that. In too deep, so this is interesting. From the outside, it might seem that a friendship comes easily to these personality types, and in some extent it does, but that doesn't mean that campaigners always experience the deep, meaningful relationships they're looking for.
And see, I'm the opposite there, where like it takes me a while to get friends, but the friends that I make are selected and
yeah, it's interesting because I'm the same way when it comes to you in terms of like I don't have a lot of friends, but the friends that I do have is very strong relationships. But I think this goes back to like, I want everyone to like me. It's very important to me.
Yeah.
So, and then my last one's making life spectacular. Yeah.
Mine's just solving problems.
It goes more into people pleasing.
Like, if somebody has an issue that they need fixed, I'm excited to help out.
Yeah.
Which I could kind of relate to, as long as it's not like an emotional one. So I feel like as I'm getting older, and again, I don't remember what I was originally. My cousin needs to tell me that, but I think I'm just getting colder.
Oh no. Can we see
I'm
how
getting more honest?
Can we see how our personality types relate? Is there a percentage?
Oh, that's a good question.
Should have looked at that before, but
oh man, there's a ton of stuff here as far as conclusion. Maybe
I think that'd be interesting. I did not see it in conclusion, but
maybe that's under the premium guides.
Premium. Oh well, interesting. Yeah, so
we shouldn't be friends.
Well, I don't know. That's what I was looking for. That's what I was looking for.
I think we balance each other. I don't think it makes sense.
I don't know if I 100% agree with that personality type. Like I think it goes on like my positive side a lot. Like when I'm feeling good and like feeling good about myself and happy to be somewhere, like I'm definitely upbeat, positive and energetic, enthusiastic, all those things. But I do have like I feel like my mood can shift where I'm like I want to be alone.
Yeah.
Do not want to talk to anyone, and I feel like I need that as well. So it's kind of tough.
Well, yeah, it's making me sound like I'm freaking Albert Einstein over here, just like contemplating the universe and stuff. And like, I don't
come with the universe questions a lot more than me.
Yeah, but like that's only if I find it interesting. Like I'm not sitting here like looking for things to find interesting. It's like if a problem gets placed in front of me, I will attack it from a million different ways.
Yeah,
in a logical sense.
Yeah,
but that's it. I don't like to be challenged, so it's like. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I'm curious what other people think, if they agree with what I got. I got the same thing as yesterday.
That's good.
We talked it through, so it's consistent.
Did not change.
And when I took this a couple years ago, and I'll have to look up what I got the same, I got a different one, but I got the same color, the same area.
Uh-huh.
So I'm in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm people pleasing.
I'm a different color. I've changed color 3 times. I used to be green. I was like this like solid rock color. And that's when I was just essentially answering the questions based off of what I want to be, not who I actually am.
Yeah.
Then I went yellow,
which
was like a, I don't know, artsy guy or something.
Right.
And now I'm like this just introverted
I'm
asshole.
usually pretty consistent when it comes to personality quizzes, so I probably shouldn't second guess myself.
I'm just trying. I think it helps talking it out. And just being like, okay, like, and that's why I was
how do we
asking
interpret
you,
the questions?
Do I want attention or not?
Right. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense for you. I'm not 100% sold on mine, but I got it twice in a row, so maybe I should be.
I think there's something there, dude. I think you undersell how much you let your kind of emotions drive you, but it's a good thing, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I should accept myself.
Yeah.
This is probably what it's telling me. Like you're second guessing yourself.
That's what it's telling you. If you paid the $19.99 for the premium quiz, it gives you a little affirmation at the end.
Yeah. It's so interesting. So I'm a campaigner and a staunch Slytherin.
Yeah, that's a little weird.
Isn't that weird?
No, exactly. Like I'm a freaking Hufflepuff that loves just
exactly.
I can't put two sentences together.
That's so interesting to me.
Yeah.
But I am 100% a Slytherin like that. I'm cunning.
No, I'm Hufflepuff.
Ambitious.
Ravenclaw, yeah.
So it's really weird. But that's the fascinating thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like they need to do a better job of representing that. Maybe the new TV show will. Like there'll be upbeat Slytherins. And there will be depressed Hufflepuffs.
Yeah, like there's got to be, if it's HBO doing Harry Potter, it's going to be like the bad guy turns good guy type.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Main character, Slytherin house. Let's go. Well, it's been 100, man.
100 episodes. Now we know. I think we already knew about this for each other, but now everyone listening knows. So that's
I'm
great.
glad we got the same thing.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we both took it yesterday. Or you took it this morning, and I took it yesterday, and then we did it on air. We got the same exact thing. And we really talked it through, and I think we really tried to be honest with ourselves. So, awesome. Thanks for being here for 100, Tyler. With my campaigner self.
100 more, yeah.
Yeah, and your logistics.
This will be good. Next week will be fun. We'll do a top 5.
We'll do a top 5 next week. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure you'll come prepared.
Yes.
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
And have everything
I
you
won't
want to
think
talk about.
anything.
Yeah.
Here, just,
so I think that's it. Check us out. Couchcompany.games. All the links are there. Every link you want. And at Couchco Games on Twitter. Tweet at us. What's your personality
and
type?
YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah.
We don't do anything on Twitch, but we have YouTube.
Tyler did once. He did that. I'm excited. I'm excited for 100 more, man.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
awesome.
This is good. We stuck with it. 100 episodes.
That's impressive. That's really cool. It is really cool.
Yeah.
And I'm really, really happy. Check us out next week.
Crying.
Thanks. I'm gonna cry. We start crying. That was one of the first questions. If you made it this far, that's awesome. We're going to be here same time, same place next week. And as always, for the 100th time, thanks for joining us on the couch.